Hey everybody, Grit21 back with another tutorial video. And I know it's been some time since I made a tutorial video, but I thought I'd go ahead and make one about a sort of a little known feature of OBS that surprisingly a good majority of people don't know exists. And it's actually called the replay buffer. So basically a replay buffer is similar to how you make clips on Twitch that are like 60 to however long many seconds of a particular action from your stream that somebody may have captured and shared around and, you know, share on your social media and everything else. Well, the problem with Twitch clips is that like everybody captures everything at the exact right time, and so it ends up being like kind of off or too soon or too late, and so that gets kind of frustrating. So with this feature in OBS, it basically lets you capture a replay that is however many seconds long, and you save it locally, and there's no downloading, and it's just really easy to work with. So we're gonna head and just jump into this. And now please know, I don't know, so you may have to restart OBS. I may actually even have to restart OBS to do this tutorial, so this may get a slight jump cut. So just keep that in mind. But here we are in OBS, and I actually have my Stream Deck open because I'm also going to show you guys how to use your Elgato Stream Deck using multi-action to actually activate and use the hotkey that you'll be setting for the replay buffer. So let's go ahead and start by going into the settings option. And we're actually going to go ahead and quick talk about something right here in the recording section. So I record my replays in a .flv. Reason for this is that should OBS crash or your computer crash, one of the two, something jank happens, I don't know what, I found that by default it's set to like either MP4 or MKV, whichever one, and that can kind of cause some problems because it gets corrupted, and I found the FLVs are just less likely to get corrupted, and they're, you know, you can find a really easy converter online. But we're gonna head and basically you can actually set the quality of your replay, and potentially, although I'm not completely sure because this is my personal recording profile, so it's actually different than my streaming profile, but theoretically you could actually set to either rescale the output or set it that it follows the same rules that your streaming profile is set to. But that's just a quick little note I wanted to make in here before we move to this tab, which is replay buffer. So go ahead and click enable, and then go ahead and click apply. And I think real quick before I do this, nope, okay, my OBS is not behaving. It did this to me earlier. I've been trying to record this video like I don't know how many times already, and like it doesn't want to like activate it while I'm recording. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to quick go ahead. So if you found that it didn't get enabled right away when you clicked enable, you will need to restart your OBS. So unfortunately, I will have to do a jump cut and restart my OBS. I will be right back after that. Okay, so it actually wasn't that I had to restart my OBS, is that you cannot enable replay buffer while you are recording. It's really weird. I don't get it, but okay. But anyway, so it's enabled, so that's the important part. So now you can go ahead and proceed to set the maximum replay time, and this can be for as short as 30 seconds, for as long as 60, for as long as, you know, I don't know, maybe like 160 or 2, or however long you want it. Now remember that part of the replay, and I don't remember exactly how this works, but I think if I'm correct, and somebody can go ahead and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, Fox, that if you want to save a replay, part of that replay, I believed, is saved in memory, and then when you activate that replay, it then saves it to your local hard drive or SSD, whatever, which one you're using to save your recordings to. Make sure you know where you're saving your recordings to, because it is very possible, and I've done this, to lose track of where you're recording things. So put it where you can find it, and you're not going like, well, it didn't save it. It probably did. You just wasn't sure of the file path. So set your file path so you know where you're saving it, enable it, set the time, and let's go ahead and move on over to hotkeys. And I'm gonna actually go ahead and clear my hotkey here because I was testing it earlier. So in order to activate and save a replay, you will need to set a hotkey. And my hotkey was Alt-4. It just seemed, or sorry, Alt-3, my mistake. Dyslexia kicked in, yay. So Alt-3 is my hotkey, so I went ahead and clicked apply. So that's all you need to do in OBS. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to then, well, how to utilize your Stream Deck. And that's actually pretty easy. Again, I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I've tried, I don't know how many times to record this video. We're going to head and now set up what is called in the Stream Deck a multi-action. Go ahead and just drag this multi-action right here, and you'll be given a blank list with nothing in it. It's totally fine. You didn't do anything wrong. It's exactly how it should look. You're going to then go ahead and drag the delay option, and you can set this delay for as long as you want it to delay when it then hits the hotkey that you set in OBS. So in my case, I found just from testing, 8,000 milliseconds seem to do the best for me. You can set it for as long as 10, 15, 20, however many, but then up to that point when you're beyond like 20, or then you're really delaying like getting that action. It's kind of like a replay length to delayed snapping ratio kind of a thing. So you will have to just test it for your specific needs based on how long the replay is versus the action after and then saving it. So that's just something you'll have to test on your own. So now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to hotkeys, and we're going to now assign the hotkey, and basically you're going to click in this box. You're going to click Alt 3 or Alt whatever. Choose a hotkey that is not used by anything in Windows or any game that you play. It's definitely possible for you to accidentally pick a hotkey that was in use by something else and you didn't know it, and you close something, crash something. Just make sure you think of a hotkey combination that doesn't work. Alt 3 seems to work for me. It may work for you. I don't know. You're gonna have to look it up for yourself, but just keep that in mind when choosing a hotkey. I actually kind of wish if Elgato actually ever ends up seeing this video, could you guys like actually add a OBS function that is replay buffer, or that also, could you add a transition button, just a basic button that quite literally says just transition, and also one that says studio mode? That would be really, really helpful. Like, it's actually, sorry, this is just a small side note. This has infuriated me so much about the Stream Deck software. It's great, but there's literally no thing that says like replay or start replay. So if you could adapt a plugin and work with the OBS team to do that, I would be forever grateful. It would be amazing, because hotkeys can be a pain in the butt to deal with. So we're going to go back up, and then you go ahead and then name it. So I'm going to call it OBS Replay Buffer. There you go. Cool. And so now when you go to hit it, you won't see it on camera here, but when you go to hit it, it will basically show a circle, like a half circle, and it looks like a check mark. And then once it completes all the way around, that's basically showing you that the timer is now activated, and then it will give you a check mark to showing that that replay has been saved. And if you remembered where you saved your replays, which I happen to remember where I saved them, they are in here. And basically these are all the replays I have saved in my stream that are now converted and ready for recording. And in case you're wondering what converter I use, I think it's called FLV extract. You can also do converting in VLC. Has a remuxing option that basically lets you reconvert that FLV file to a usable MP4. And if you guys want, if there's like common interest in it, I can make a tutorial video about that too, about how to convert FLV to MP4 using VLC. Because there's a written guide, but it's kind of confusing, and it confused me, and I just like things being really straightforward and clear, which is kind of the option, kind of what I go for a lot of my videos. But that is basically how you use and activate the replay buffer. So I hope you will be able to now, I hope this video was helpful, and that you'll be able to start capturing really great clips that are local and easy to work with. And if you guys have any more questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section down below, as well as checking out all my social media links and everything else. And please subscribe. And I notice, and I don't mean to sound like a typical YouTuber, but please subscribe and please hit the little bell icon so that you know when I post a video, because YouTube is broken, and my videos, apparently a lot of my videos are actually not watched by my subscribers like at all, which is crazy. So hitting the bell icon sends you an email, lets you know when I post a new video. So if you could do that, that would mean a lot to me. And if you want to know More things with OBS and streaming, please come by my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/grid21, where we talk about this stuff basically all the time, and it's live, and I can be able to maybe answer questions maybe on the spot, depending on what it is. And I think that's it. So until then, thank you guys so much. Until then, I will see you guys either in my live stream or in the next tutorial video. Take care.